Well, if you work overtime, even if you're on salary, are you entitled to extra pay? Well, there's a bit of gray area there when it comes to talking about what the law says about this. So Better Nashville's Jenny Gaither is heading out to the Higgins Firm to get some answers. Take a look.
We talked in the past about how workers' comp laws can help protect your job, but are there any other laws that maybe employees aren't so familiar with that maybe can help them with their case as well?
Yeah, you know what's interesting is that so often when someone comes in with a comp claim and we start looking at their cases, we'll find other rights that they've had or had violated they didn't know about. And one of the most common ones is under the Fair Labor Standard Acts, and that is someone not getting overtime. We just see it constantly where people will come in, and when we're valuing the work comp case, we have to find out what they earned a week and how they were paid. And the more we talk to them, we'll find out many of our clients were supposed to be receiving overtime pay for working over 40 hours a week, and they just never got it.
Could you get that money back from them, like say back pay?
Yes, and it's important in two aspects. One, your work comp case is valued a lot on what you earned a week. So if you were supposed to be earning more, it can affect your comp case. But just plain overtime claim, you can go back 2 years if it was an accident that you didn't get overtime, or 3 years if it was intentional that you didn't get overtime, and you get your overtime that was owed. You get liquidated damages under the FLSA, which is the Fair Labor Standard Act, and which is double your whatever you were owed. And you get your attorney's fees paid, which is nice. You don't want, you know, it's always hard when and I never want anybody to come in and see us and an attorney's fees eat up most of what they recover. Mm-hmm. And a fortunate thing about this law is that the person who was treated wrong, the other side has to pay our fees.
Oh, interesting. So how can you prove if it was intentional that you didn't get overtime?
Well, we've had that come up in several different cases, and you know, sometimes that's hard, but I have had cases where the bookkeeper we've deposed and they said, yeah, I told the boss that these people should be getting overtime, and they didn't listen to me. We've found emails in cases before they've talked about it. I've had cases where people have been found guilty of it by the Department of Labor, and they still do it. So, you know, a lot of times it is just an innocent mistake. That doesn't mean the person shouldn't get their overtime. Sometimes it's more than that, and you really just don't know until you get in and you start dealing with the case.
Right. So is everyone entitled to overtime if you work over 40 hours a week?
No. There are a myriad of exceptions under the FLSA. In general, it's cut down between white collar and blue collar type work. If someone's a laborer, then they're likely going to have to get overtime. If someone, on the other hand, is a manager and supervises employees and is paid a high salary, then they're not going to get overtime. Where we often see the problem is that gray area. I'll have companies where they'll say, hey, you're a manager, but the person doesn't have any employees that they control, they don't get a salary, they don't have any real manager duties, so that person should get overtime no matter what they're called.
Okay, so it's important just to at least check it out, make sure you're getting paid exactly what you need, because a workers' comp case is based on that, and you get what, 2/3 pay?
Yes, on a work comp claim, you're going to get the value of your case is based on 2/3 of your pay, very largely. That's how the value of the case is determined. So it's important to get the right pay.
Right, can make a big difference in how much you get. All right, well, thank you for clearing that up for us today.
Thank you.
The Higgins Firm is serving Tennessee. Call them at 615-353-0930. Again, that's 353-0930. Now for more information and a link to their website, just go to betternashville.com.